Hoyo, welcome to the Boomcast, a Mik'd gaming podcast where we have in-depth discussions about every element of movies, TV, and of course, gaming. On today's episode, we delve into the reasons why we love games like Overwatch and Fallout, take on our thoughts of the state of the DC universe, and finish up with our opinions on modern television shows. Oh yeah, we also have a sweet game of the IMDB challenge. Alright, see you there. Hoyo, welcome to the Boomcast. I am Mike, and today we have Jeremy, Ryan, and Anthony. Hello.
Hello.
Ryan, you have anything to say?
No, not really.
Okay. Jeremy, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
I am Boomaloom's cousin.
What the hell was that? That's accurate.
Hey.
No, it's not. It's Boomaloom, not Boomadoomadoomadoo.
I am a Christian rapper by the name of Jay Payne who is madly in love with Ninja Turtles.
That's accurate. Right. Anthony, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey, how's it going? My name's Anthony. I like video games. I'm very strict in the kind of video games I play, and I'm very critical of movies as well.
That is very true.
I like sandbox games, Minecraft specifically. God, I can't get enough Minecraft.
Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank Redemption is a great movie.
Yeah, let's throw it out there. Cool. All right, and Ryan.
My name's Ryan. I do things. That's all you're getting for an intro. Let's move on.
It's all about the thing.
Ryan's a
It's all about the
special one in the
things.
group.
Let's first
Okay, so
topic.
yeah, let's move into video games. Now, this is a little bit about what we were talking about in your car the other day, because we were talking about us playing Overwatch a little bit. That's a fun game. You guys agree?
Yeah, I just like how. So I was against getting Overwatch just because I don't know. I just didn't want to play
Because
it.
you couldn't get it on Steam.
Yeah,
Literally
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's not on
That's
Steam.
accurate.
Well, yeah, I don't. What's Blizzard's authenticator? It's like they had to use their own authenticator.
Yeah,
It's a
more crap.
pain, you know what? So what I like about Overwatch is the fact is how balanced it is. It's rare that I see a game where I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Everything has a counter, and everything's a good counter. There's not one class in the game, maybe Symmetra, that's like overly weak.
Yeah, no, pretty much every class, as Dusty puts it, has a hard counter. Then there's different strategies you can employ to counter them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with this game at all?
Not at all.
No. Okay, so Jeremy's the only one who hasn't.
Not
played
at
it.
all.
So basically, it's this team-based game. There are 22 classes, and each class plays completely different. And there's different ways you can kill each other. And Anthony likes playing as Bastion, who is basically a machine that can turn into a turret and just unload a bunch of ammo at people.
Bullets. The solution to every problem is more bullets.
That is
So you're voting Trump.
Oh, hell no. Let's not bring politics into a video game contest, okay?
Oh, God. Okay.
Liberals like
But
bullets
yeah,
too.
but his counter is this ninja guy named Genji, who he has, I think it's an E ability. Basically, he just like reflects all your things at him. So if he comes up to Anthony, and Anthony's like, oh, I'm going to take this Genji out, he goes, just fire at him.
How's it go?
And just fires at him. Genji can just reflect everything that he's shooting back at him and kill him like instantly. But yeah, no, it's a great game, and I don't really play it by myself. I don't think anyone else here
No,
does
not
either.
really.
really, no.
Well, there's always, at least right now, there's always at least one person on that I can play with. Usually Dusty.
Yeah, Dusty's on a lot. He plays a lot by himself.
Choppa was on a lot, but now he plays well.
Yeah, well, it's Chopa, but yeah,
Choppa, yeah.
because we can't we can't say get to the Chopa. That doesn't make as much sense. It's get to the Choppa. But
I don't know. Chopa sounds kind of
Put the cookie
I
down!
do like saying at the Chopa Cabana. That's such a great song.
Yeah, but no, the biggest problem I have with the game is we're actually at a point now where we have too many people playing.
Yeah.
There's not a limit?
Well, there's
For a
six
single
people,
team.
six people per side.
We're in an awkward spot
So-
where we can get like 7 people.
So we can
Yeah.
either do a custom game, but like not at the full amount of players. We'll just have like 10 people instead of 12.
Not
or
even that. It's,
no.
it's usually like 7, 8
Yeah.
at the most.
Mhm.
So we have just too many. We can't play all together, and it's really not good for custom games. This game needs full games in order to really be effective, in my opinion.
Yeah. So we just need a few more people to join us. So if you're listening to this, you should join us. Okay, so we all really love playing that game. We've played a crap ton of it, especially Dusty. He's like level 90 something, 92, I think. The question is, what keeps you playing a game? Like, what keeps you interested in it?
Well,
I know we talked about it a little bit yesterday.
Yeah,
but
so,
let's
for me,
get back into it.
what's good about Overwatch? Overwatch is cool because I can play that at a moment's notice and get a good game in.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game that I can play for a long time, too. After a while, I kind of start wanting switching sometimes. But for the most part, that game, like, as long as we're doing okay,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. And I like just being able to hop into it and get going. That's like when I'm out, I work from home. As soon as I'm done with work, boom, I'm in there.
Yeah.
And I can start playing right away. Whereas other games, like I play Ark and Minecraft. Minecraft, not so much. But Ark, you have to really be careful where you log out. So you have to prep and get ready, and you have to have a good 2-hour gap in order to really play that game.
Yeah, I didn't know that Ark, you have if you log out of the game, your character just falls asleep.
Yeah, and they can die.
Yeah. So apparently my friend Garrett, he just decides to he's just walking along. All of a sudden sees my body just in the middle of nowhere, and he just carries me back to base.
Yeah. So you need at least a 2-hour gap to really play that game.
Yeah.
And some part of the game's hardcore, but so the question was, let me go back to the question.
Yeah, we really went on tangent.
Yeah, Ark's a cool game. But.
Yeah. So what makes a game interesting? Is that the question?
Yeah.
Or?
What keeps you playing a game? What do you?
What keeps you playing is okay. So if it's an overarching hook, a good story that really hooks me, and every person, in my opinion, has a different thing that hooks them, or they were attracted to in a game. As long as the game concepts are there, I think that everyone will find a game. For me, it's sci-fi.
Yeah.
But Witcher 3. I kept going on and on about Witcher 3.
You're like, hey, go get it, guys.
No, and
Witcher
Witcher 3 is a fun game. It is, but it doesn't have that hook in me for some reason. And I think it's because of the atmosphere of the game, which is not hooking me.
Yeah.
Whereas, Dragon Age hooked me like crazy. And then on top of that, for me, sci-fi games tend to hook me better. Sci-fi RPGs, which are really rare.
I didn't get a chance to play that, but I saw Austin playing Dragon Age.
Dragon Age Origins.
The first one's the one that's really good.
Well, no, I saw. I don't know which one he was playing, but the graphic was the graphic of it caught me, and I started watching him play, and it was actually. It was a phenomenal looking game.
I like the idea of the game, and from what I hear, the story is good. I just couldn't get into the combat. I know Ryan and Anthony, they absolutely love it. Yeah, I couldn't get into it for whatever reason.
Which is odd because there's such a variety of it. You can play the whole thing in real time if you want to, or if you want to plan out a strategy. I think I played that game paused more often than I played it live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what keeps you playing is just, it depends. The best game to keep me forever are sandbox games, emergent games, things where I can do my own goals and my own things. Mm-hmm. With Minecraft, for example, that's a game where you get into it and you can make your own goals. Mm-hmm. You make what do you want to do? Most people level, and a lot of people are like, I want to build a really big, castle. Not me. Everyone's different. I want to build a data center.
Yeah, you build.
I want to build power lines going everywhere, especially with mods. You can do that. Mm-hmm. The game has endless opportunities, and it's not. And the world is pretty much infinite. And if you just want to just keep walking in one direction and see stuff that looks different and actually looks different, not No Man's Sky, that's what's great about the game. And I can go dig and build a base. It's the game has so much potential, and that's what I really love with the game. I have a list of 20 things in my head that I think I would love to do. Mm-hmm. I'll never get through them all. Yeah, that's what's great about that game. Those kind of games are just really, really hook me the most. Things I can build my own stuff or kind of make my own goals and make my own plans. Another game is like X3. X3 is not a sandbox game. Mm-hmm. Kind of is. It's a space game where you have spaceships you can build, like battleships, cruisers, carriers, like that. But you don't have to follow a set goal. You can get mods, especially that make it so you can basically conquer the galaxy. Or there's also mods where there's other people trying to conquer the galaxy and they're fighting you trying to conquer the galaxy. It's so much and endless potential. That's the game. I hate games that here's a line, you want to follow said line. Mm-hmm. You have to go from point A to point B. The only time that's good is if the story is really good.
That's the point, because in a non-linear game, it's hard to get a story because things are going to happen. You can't predict when people are going to do it in what order. And setting your own goal is fine, but I find I just get bored in that kind of scenario.
That's what we're talking about. We'll move into that. That's good for you because for me, that's I told you what hooks me. Stories hook me too, but it's very weird. It has to be very unique. For you, it seems like what?
Well, the story for sure. I guess it really depends on the game because there's a lot of different games that I play. But if you go back to Overwatch, it's mostly the camaraderie of it. I mean, there's a lot of depth of strategy in that game, which is normally what hooks me.
Mm-hmm.
But in this one, like you said, we always have at least one other person, two other people. It's really easy to just jump on and get a party of people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more, communication, talking about your day, and just around.
Yeah.
That's I enjoy more. I mean, the game's great, but I think I enjoy that more than just playing the game.
It is a fantastic game to catch up with friends and just have something to do while you're doing that. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, the only problem I have with Overwatch, there's no pauses between rounds.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way for me to, like, take a moment to go do something. If I do, I'm kicked from the game.
Oh, no, like, reboot time or nothing?
Well, between, like, there's
it's
like
like 45 seconds or something.
45 seconds. And if you're gone for more than, like, a minute and a half, the game kicks you.
Yeah.
So, because it's only with 6 people, with only 6 people in that game, on a side, one person gone is a big deal. You know, it's not like Team TF2, you have, 32 people aside, one person's not a big deal.
Yeah. Yep.
You know? So, that's
so team-oriented that losing one person almost
right,
wins the game.
And that's the only problem is, like, there'll be times like, okay, I need to go do something else for, like, 5 minutes. No, I have to leave the game, wait, and then eventually, I mean, that's at least to make it easy to rejoin and stuff, so.
Yeah.
But anyways.
So, right, what keeps you playing games like that? Is it just a camaraderie, or is there other things that make you want to play that game?
Well, for Overwatch specifically, mostly the camaraderie. I mean, I love the game itself. It's a lot of fun. That's the big one for Overwatch. If it wasn't for that, I probably still would play, just not as much. And the big factor would be, like this over TF2, is the immersion factor. Blizzard does this with all their games. They put little touches that you might not consciously notice that make a huge amount of difference.
Mm-hmm.
They're unbelievably polished. So things like, if you compare TF2 to Overwatch, which is the comparison a lot of people do, the engineer is just like a generic engineer character. Doesn't have a lot of character to it. Same thing with the soldier. I mean, if you watch the shorts and the videos and stuff, then they obviously do.
Yeah, they did a great job on that. But
yeah, on the shorts, outside the game. Inside the game, besides your weapons and your loadout, there's not really unique factors to make one person or one character
class,
feel different than another.
Mm-hmm.
Where in Overwatch, it's not just I'm playing the tank or I'm playing Reinhardt or I'm playing Junkrat or someone. It's the little things that make you feel like it. Like some things that you might not notice. Junkrat, if you look at his model, he has a peg leg. But what you might not notice is in game, as you're walking, he does actually walk with a limp.
Yeah.
And it changes by every other step because of his left leg.
Mm-hmm.
And the screen will jostle and his weapon will jostle a little bit more because of that. So those those very little details make the characters seem alive and add a lot more depth to the characters and makes it a lot more fun in general, having that immersion factor.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
that's because you play Bastion. You sit there and go.
Yeah, that's because you don't move when you play Overwatch.
I know the best Bastion's a moving Bastion, one that you don't know what's going to be next.
That's true.
It takes time to plan and kill a Bastion. Yeah. If that Bastion's not there anymore, by the time you're ready, he's over there flanking you guys, killing you all. Yeah. So
yeah, immersion. Like for RPGs, BioShock, the first one, is one of my favorite games because no other game made me feel so immersed into the story and the world of it. And if you think about it, it's a very linear game, and that's what I kind of like about it, because the story was great enough, and the environment was built enough, and because it was a little bit more linear, I mean, you had some choices, or at least idea of choice, but because of that, because it was mostly linear, you can build the story, you know what room you're going to go into next, you know what hidden clues to get added details from the story is, and you can build a much more in-depth story. So I really feel that in a linear game, the immersion is much deeper if it's done right.
Okay, but yeah, no, everything you said about Overwatch is just absolutely fantastic. I didn't notice the whole peg leg thing at first, but yeah, no, they're great at adding in the little things that just immerses you that much more. Speaking of immersion, Jeremy, you love Fallout.
Yes.
They create a whole universe, said about these vaults and all these robots. You can have sex with robots for whatever reason, but
that's a weird thing to bring up.
No,
I did when I played Fallout New Vegas, but it was very strange.
Well,
but
that's your kink.
What draws you to that type of game?
It's not having sex with robots.
For sure.
You said that a little too
sounds like a good thing for
defensively.
I swear, guys.
Sounds like I need to replay Fallout.
Actually, if that's something that intrigues you, you can go play God of War. There's actually
I don't think you have sex with robots.
Yeah,
No,
robots.
I can't because I'm PC Master Race.
No,
That's true. Yeah.
Well,
You're
in God of War, I started playing God of War and I really got intrigued by it. This is going off, but I got to a point to where there's pretty much like there's this room on the ship full of like dames, and you have to literally have
little mini game.
You have to have sex with all of them.
Gotta press square a bunch of times.
Yeah, and you gotta make it go really fast. Otherwise, you don't get past that point. So I just quit playing the game because I was like, wow.
Yeah, I think that was the first time I was introduced to sex in a video game. And it went as a mini game where you're mounted on this woman.
I played BMX XXX on GameCube when I was a young
darn
teenager.
it, you're right. Yeah,
These are all young people. First one for me was BBS. Bulletin board.
Oh, BMX XXX
Bulletin
was
board system was a text-based one. I was like,
what?
Yeah, I was like 9.
How did that work? Is it
I was like 9 years old. I was like 9 years old. It's like the whole goal of the game was a text-based game on this. I don't know. For people who
you haven't seen what you can do with some curly braces.
So
and some
for people who don't know, BBS is bulletin board system.
Oh my!
Those graphics, man.
So bulletin board system was something you could dial into pre-internet. You dial into it, and it was a little mini community that was networked. You could dial in, leave email messages for each other. Later on, they actually had access to the internet through them. But anyways, one of the cool things was they had a lot of video games on there. Well, I had a huge book my dad gave me of phone numbers across the country, and I was just dialing everywhere.
God, he used to love those things.
Well, apparently, I dialed into an adult one. Or something, a more adult one. Well, I played this video game. The whole goal was to go up to have sex with your girlfriend in your dad's in her dad's house without him finding you. If you found you, he shot your head off with a shotgun.
Don't blame him.
It's a text-based game. So you basically go, move this way, do this. It's like a mud kind of. And this is, and I almost got my head shot off it.
No, BMX XXX was it came out on the GameCube generation. And what it was almost like what is it, Dave Mura or Matt Hoffman or whatever, the BMX.
I don't know any of those
game.
people.
It's just one.
No, but what you did is you pretty much you played the game just like you would have played those pro BMX games that they came out with, but instead of unlocking like BMX videos, you unlocked stripper videos.
Oh wow! Okay.
I was young and I thought it was intriguing, but anyways.
Yeah, I bet you did.
This has been Sex Ed with the Boomcast.
Wow.
But let's go back to Fallout. What draws you to that
game? What actually attracts me to Fallout is I really like open-ended games, and you can build in Fallout. You can build your character to be good or bad or kind of neutral or however you want to be, and even in the new Fallout, you're able to build communities and things of that nature.
He's giving you crap or something.
Critiquing.
That's I know he is.
Continue.
I haven't really got to play the new one as much as I'd like to. I played the New Vegas a lot, and though I didn't like the concept of New Vegas, I found it more I should say fun or what. But I found it to be more entertaining to play New Vegas than Fallout.
Fallout 3.
Yeah.
A lot of people agree.
Yeah,
the story was very multifaceted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But however, playing all 3 of them, should I say, if you're not patient, you're quick. It's very easy to get quickly burnt out on the game within the first 2 hours of playing because there's not really a lot of action or interaction.
Well, I mean, all you have New Vegas you're talking about, or
like in the new Fallout 4, it took a little bit to get into it, and then especially Fallout 3. Fallout 3 was very dead.
Because you have to get through that whole.
Yeah.
Whereas New Vegas, you're stuck.
New Vegas, you're
right, And if you go, you can go right towards Vegas, but there's death claws there. By the way, that's so crazy.
So you don't go there. You don't go there.
Yeah, there's the most direct path to Vegas. Death claws.
New Vegas was pretty much right off the bat, and then it kind of slows down a little, and then it picks up really fast again. But 3 was just really slow to me, and then 4 when I started playing it seemed kind of like a moderate pace before it picked up. Mm-hmm. It wasn't too bad, but really I just like the fact that you can really build yourself in whatever kind of manner character you choose.
Yeah, so you might like sandbox games like Anthony's talking about, but it sounds like you would like a sandbox game if it had a good story with it.
Yeah,
Is what it sounds like.
Deus Ex.
Yeah, that could. You should
It's not super open world like that, but it's basically it has a linear mission set, but there's a lot of side quests and there's multiple. And what's really cool with the Deus Ex series, Mankind Divided comes out Tuesday. Woo. Anyways, Deus Ex gives you the level, and you figure out how you want to solve it, how you want to go about through it. For example, if you're a stealther, there's ways to sneak past most of the level to get to what you need to do.
Okay.
If you went strength, there are things you can move only if you have high strength to go to certain parts of the level, and basically the game adjusts to how you play.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's code emergent gaming. The game adjusts and
really
adapts to how you play, and it has a story, and it's got a pretty good story. It's not the best, but they're pretty good stories, and it's all about the way you want to customize your character. It's more linear, but I think it's better than open world in my opinion, because it has enough open worldness to satisfy that edge, but you still have a
part of the one criticism I really have towards the open world issue is you can quickly accumulate goals or missions or whatever in open world, and such as in Fallout, I noticed in playing, if there's certain missions that if you don't tend to them quick enough, someone will die in a village or something like that. There is an outcome to neglect of the timeline.
Yeah,
if
now
you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Which Fallout are we talking about here?
Honestly, all of them pretty much kind of have that.
Okay.
But especially I noticed in playing the Fallout 4. Like, granted, I was using Austin's Xbox now, so I don't have it anymore. I gave it back to him. But in the time I did get to experience playing 4, I probably took on 2 missions that I didn't tend to as soon as I should have. And one of the missions, there was some people dead, and then there was some raiders or something that had invaded a certain land or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it definitely does negligence towards missions in any kind of timeline can affect the game further.
Okay.
You know, it's not like you can just put that goal on hold and it will still be available.
It's all you like. I'm critiquing games, Mike. If you want to stop me, just stop me.
No. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, like, Fallout 3. You were saying Fallout 3, like, your decisions matter, like, it kind of adjusts the game. Not so much in Fallout New Vegas does. Because there's actually completely different paths.
Well, yeah.
That happen in Fallout New Vegas. Like 3 different pathways you can take.
Yeah.
Main ones, and then it splits. No, actually, there's more. Brotherhood of Steel. Anyways, there's a ton.
Yeah, there's...
Fallout 3?
No,
not so much. Because especially, like, there's one spot where you blow up... Oh, spoilers. You blow up... what's that town?
Oh, man, it's right on the New something, I think. Nuketown. I think
New
it might be
Adam?
Nuketown.
Are you talking about Adam?
I think they named it after there being a nuke there.
Oh, yeah, yep.
I think it's called Nuketown.
Okay. Well, anyways, everyone's playing the game knows what I'm talking about. Anyways, you blow that up from 10 Penny Tower. I remember 10 Penny Tower.
Well, if you're a heartless, you blow it up.
Well, yeah, of course.
So pretty much everyone
is.
does.
Yeah. So you blow it up.
If you want to go
So
that
you blow it
route,
up.
I killed everyone in Good Springs when I first started playing New Vegas.
So you blow
and then I had to restart it.
So
You're gone for life.
So you blow it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you go see your dad a little later in a quest line. He's like, "Son, I heard what you did. That's horrible. You shouldn't be doing things like that." It's like that's all that comes from it. Other than there's a couple the town's nuked, but like people don't really respond and change how they act to you. Which is, they're like, that's horrible. He should be like, oh my god, I can't handle this anymore. You know, the quest line should completely diverted, and that's something I heard that I haven't played Witcher 3 enough, but from what I understand, Witcher 3 actually his entire storyline starts to adjust based off how you play, and things like that. Yeah,
they made a lot of adjustments.
Fallout 4 is fun. I stopped after I got to the point where you go to that one place.
Very specific.
I can't. No.
To that one girl.
No, it's underground. Oh, it's under MIT.
Like the Tunnelway.
No, the Syndicate. No, the Syndicate. What are the people called?
The Mafia. They got kind of like a.
I have barely played any Fallout 4.
Okay.
I have no
Anyways,
idea.
there's a spot. It's towards the end. I don't know. I stopped losing the hook. I'm talking about games.
Yeah, I just started getting bored of it.
Yeah, and the game didn't really adjust to how you play. That's one thing. New Vegas did that.
Mm-hmm.
You play different. The game adjusted.
Yeah.
This game Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 are made by Bethesda.
Okay, they created the game and everything. New Vegas was created by Obsidian. Obsidian's known for their stories, and they made a lot of older RPGs and stuff like that. They made so many games. Anyways, there's a new one that's rumored to be coming out.
New Vegas was very big on the gauging of your character of like on your karma. I think that was it was your karma meter,
right,
and good or bad or neutral, and then each town you either got like highly favored or you were pretty much shunned by the towns, depending on your deeds per town.
Yeah, and
so, it was definitely very personal.
Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 didn't have that as much. They didn't react to what you did. You know, I used to go randomly shoot somebody and kill them, and no one would care.
I just
as long outside the people around you.
I found 4 to be a lot more interactive. I mean, you could literally build your communities, even all the way down to like running your own electric, and you got to set up your generators. You know that. Like and then you had to assign people to their jobs or whatever.
I think that seems like it was tacked on the last second though, based off of the interface, how the interface was for it. It was very
It is kind of like
they're like, oh, we can do that. Let's do that.
In the editing mode, when I was messing with it, it seemed somewhat glitchy, or like someone didn't fully think through on how they were setting it all up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely get that.
Which one was your favorite out of the Fallout series?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm gonna be shunned for this, but I never played Fallout 1 or 2, so I can't say that.
I haven't either.
Wasn't it like a top-down kind of like
it was
isometric? It was isometric,
yeah.
And it was very in depth. The closest one that's like that we have now is Fallout New Vegas.
It's almost
which is my favorite.
It's almost.
Jenna was your favorite.
New Vegas.
Honestly, it'd have to be a toss-up between New Vegas and 4. I know it was number 3 was like Game of the Year or Gamers Edition or whatever, but I really I mean there were some strong points about 3, but I mean Anthony had it pretty strong. Like it's a very just and there was a lot of like dead walking throughout a lot of the game.
He friggin' loves that thing.
Yeah,
like, if there's like a thing you can fast travel or whatever,
I won't fast travel.
He will not fast travel. He will walk all of Skyrim.
No, that was fine.
No, you see so much stuff.
It's true. It's true.
Listen, like don't get me wrong. I found that kind of like really cool, especially in like New Vegas. New Vegas, there was always stuff to come across. Like there was barely ever any like dead downtime where you're just walking, nothing happens. I mean, from the oversized geckos they had to the rad scorpions, all that stuff, they had so much interaction in between actual goals. Like that fast travel, unless you're like impatient and you just want to accomplish the goals, it's worth the walking. But 3 was just kind of like
it was a new type game.
Yeah,
it was a new type of game that hasn't been done before. Well, it has been done in 3D. So.
And to me, like I never played 1 or 2, but from my understanding, it's pretty much it. Almost like when I looked at it, I saw the screen playing of it. It reminds me of RuneScape. I don't know if anyone remembers RuneScape.
Oh god, I used to play the crap.
I never played it, but I had friends back in high school that they would legitimately go to the library on their Saturday and spend all day playing RuneScape.
No joke. I have friends to this day that still play that.
That still exists?
It still exists.
Of course, it's gotten a lot better.
It up so
you gotta see what it looks like now. Oh, it looks nice.
But
that's like me and EverQuest. Me and Ryan both played EverQuest.
I used to play that too, man.
But as far as a Fallout player, the criticism I had that I had hopes for in the new Fallout was I think it would have been awesome if it was more personable, like Anthony was saying, with how the game interacts with your own playing. And also, I mean, in all the games, they have all these cars and motorcycles and all these parts laying around, and you can build guns or whatever. In this new one, you can legitly, it's pretty cool. You can build your own guns, like, however you want. I didn't see why they still never brought it into you can create your own vehicle. Or, kind of like some Mad Max type stuff. If you get what I'm saying.
And I know probably why they didn't do that.
Like
the engine. The game engine was not meant for that. They would have to. They've been working on the same engine for a long time, just tweaking it.
Yeah.
It's basically renditions of I'm not sure if Fallout 3 had it, but I know Fallout New Vegas did. Skyrim had it. It's called the Creation Engine, and they just keep modifying it, which is why the game kind of got lackluster graphics overall for the performance you were getting. The engine's out of date, but engines are really a lot of work, so you don't change it a lot. But there's a new one coming out, possibly. It's rumored to happen in New Orleans, and there's rumors that Obsidian's the one doing it, which means we could have another New Vegas. Which, by the way, New Vegas was buggy as when it first came out.
Yeah.
Obsidian's not known for their bug fixes.
There was a lot of other like just little minute things. Like I mean, you could pick up fishing poles or stuff like that, but you couldn't use them, or stuff like that. Like, I just thought there would, those kind of things would have been little add-ons that they would have had in the new game, which they obviously didn't. But it was stuff that I was hoping for. But granted, they did have some cool things that they had done with it.
Okay, well we gotta move on really quick, but I just want to throw in there, what really keeps me playing the game, playing a game in general, is if it has a great combat system, which Fallout did. I love the what's it called?
VATS.
Yeah, thank you. That was so cool. I would always go for the headshot no matter what the percentage was. I just keep on firing. I use the Bastion technique, as you would call it. It's a lot of fun. Some of my favorite games are Gears of War. I like just the whole series, and Rise. That's another great one. That's a button masher, but the combat is so much fun. I don't care how the story is. I just had blast playing all of those games.
It's a button masher.
What was it?
You don't know what a button masher is?
I know what it is, but
Yeah.
You can play the one game. You can play the game with one hand.
You could. Well, I mean, kind of. I mean, you have to move, but
I mean, button masher makes sense when we're talking about Mortal Kombat to me.
VATS is another system that basically pauses the game. I mean, they kind of changed it in Fallout 4, but older ones it literally was pause the game and let you attack and plan. I like that too, but Mikey mentioned before he didn't like Dragon Age, and that's a similar thing where you can pause the game and plan it out. So is it just because of the different types of games? Because if you like that mechanic, but you don't like a very similar mechanic in Dragon Age, is it because of the games?
It's different. I think it's because
is it
it's percentages.
You just like the numbers.
It's part of New Vegas. Honestly, it's all about risking it. You're in Vegas, so I like to go for the small percentage and see if I hit. That's a lot of fun.
Honestly, you had gotten me into Battlefield.
That's fun.
And the sniping aspect of that was what really caught me.
Just the bullet drop?
Huh? Well, I liked it was all based on accuracy and your character would you could get your character to hold still for 5 seconds tops,
holding your
breath. But then he lets go of his breath and then he starts to shake and everything.
Yeah, that's makes it a lot of fun.
So.
They do that in Battlefield?
They did it in Battlefield.
Yeah.
They might have done Call of Duty. I'm not sure.
But
there's no Call of Duties.
They do it in a bunch of shooters.
But
I know that was the first one.
That aspect alone, because I started playing Fallout after that, if you don't remember, that aspect really got me to where I didn't really use the VATS as much as other Fallout players might have, because I was always grabbing the snipers or the assault rifles or whatever, and I was trying to do it on my own,
Yeah.
I just found it more entertaining or exciting to try and hit target without the system.
I agree. I was like that too. I try not to rely on the VATS.
Yeah. So that's pretty much our video games portion. We're gonna move on to movies now. Okay. We're gonna talk a little bit about Suicide Squad. I know, Anthony, you have not seen this.
No, I'm not.
And neither has Ryan.
No.
Okay. So we have seen it.
I'm not a big superhero.
Yeah.
The only superhero movie I
You like DC movies though?
Like what?
Like Batman? I mean, that's pretty much all I have.
Oh, Batman's completely different.
Yeah.
It's Batman completely different.
Batman Begins, Batman Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Rises are all part of a realist series, a movement that has been happening in movies.
So we'll talk about that in a second. But we'll talk about Suicide Squad.
Epic.
Did you like Suicide Squad?
Overall,
wow,
that's a great start.
No, we're not being paid by. I'll be honest.
No, overall I did like it. I did have my criticisms. I found the Joker in this one to be. It almost seemed like they were trying to get a medium ground between the Jack Nicholson Joker and the Heath Ledger Joker. He had that weirdness that Heath Ledger brought to the table, but he also had almost that gangster feel that Nicholson brought. But at the same time, you had mentioned it earlier, he really didn't, there was no Joker aspect about him other than he looked like the Joker.
Yeah, that was my problem with it.
There was no really cracking any kind of joke or
Yeah.
any kind of sarcasm of that nature.
Has anyone here or seen the Daredevil Netflix series?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So, well, you need to get internet, and then you need to watch
You
that.
still haven't. You don't have internet still?
I don't have internet.
Good Lord.
So, Kingpin
He is.
in Daredevil. Okay,
Mhm.
that is essentially how I feel they portrayed Joker in Suicide Squad. Joker didn't seem that crazy. You know, he didn't seem like a mentally unstable guy. He was just essentially a love-torn mobster. And I just did not like the portrayal as much. I don't blame Jared Leto, who played the Joker. I think it's more of the writing and the directing of it.
I think he did a good job playing the part.
I thought he did well with what he had.
They were trying to portray him a certain way. I just think they didn't throw enough like joking into his character, should I say?
Mhm.
Like, if they would have done that, I think he probably would have been actually really awesome.
Yeah, I think the craziest thing that he had in that movie was one of his henchmen was wearing a panda suit while killing people. That's not super crazy, you know. It's not what I like about the Joker.
I thought Will Smith did great in it though.
Yeah,
I liked Will Smith's character really good.
He doesn't make that many bad movies though.
Harley Quinn, I thought Harley Quinn was pretty.
Oh, Ryan's making a face.
Really?
Oh, you think Will Smith makes bad movies?
I like
That was awesome.
All
That
right.
was a great movie.
I really like
The breath
Will
of fresh
Smith
air.
in his serious roles.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, you can't say recently. Recently, there's not a lot of good movies. You can kind of make an argument for maybe a Concussion. It was okay, but
I've actually.
I haven't seen
want
it.
to
The Earth movie
with his son, yeah. Oh, what a dumpster fire that is.
Night Shyamalan.
I saw part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I'm saying he
watched
doesn't
it. I
make
thought
a lot of bad movies.
I thought it was decent.
within a
It
select
was
few
not.
movies, he's really good.
No, I saw.
Independence Day.
I
Welcome
watched.
to Earth.
I watched After Earth, the entire movie, and honestly, it's
How'd you make it through?
because I rented it. I was gonna finish it, but it's after watching it, I don't regret watching it. I mean, it had its interesting moments, but it's definitely not a movie I would have paid to go see in theaters.
I think you just need the internet. That's ruining your brain if you sat through that and found it entertaining.
I find almost any movie entertaining.
Going off of that, the critics have hated, for the most part, all of society have hated DC movies lately. You know, Batman vs Superman did not get good ratings at all.
I liked it.
I still have not seen it, but I
have
want
on Plex.
to. You have it on Plex?
Yeah, you can put it on Plex. Play it. I have it on Plex. I haven't watched it yet.
I liked it. I did have criticisms.
Like what?
I
Not enough
mean-
Batman.
Well, honestly, the way they lay it out, I mean, they laid it out good as far as Batman rising up against Superman, but the ending I kind of was about
Mhm.
due to not trying to be a spoiler, so I'm not gonna say it, but just I mean I think
I
it'll
know
become
what
obvious.
you're talking about. Yeah.
But I liked how they incorporated Wonder Woman. And then not only did they incorporate her, but they also incorporated Flash and Aquaman as well. However, I don't see how Aquaman itself is going to be a great movie. However, I do see if they're trying to
It's
go...
Jason Momoa. It's got to be good.
I just don't see how they're going to go about it, but we'll see. But
That's Khal Drogo.
the thing is I understand... I understand.
Drogo was in Stargate Atlantis first.
Oh, nice.
I
haven't watched it. I watched the joke.
understand if they're gonna do a Justice League that they have to obviously bring everyone in.
But yeah, so I got it up on Rotten Tomatoes right now. It got 27%. Batman vs Superman got 27% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't necessarily go off of Rotten Tomatoes a lot. I do IMDb, which it got a 6.9, I think.
Which
That's not great.
okay,
It's not horrible.
yeah. Rule of IMDb:
Yeah.
if it's in the 5s or lower, don't even see it.
Yeah.
If it's in the 6s, it depends. Really depends on your tastes.
Yeah.
If it's in the 7s, you probably will like it. If it's in 8s, you really need to see it. If it's in the 9s, why haven't you watched it yet?
Yeah. Shawshank Redemption. Anyways.
I actually personally thought Ben Affleck played a good role as Batman. And
he was in Suicide Squad for a little bit, and I thought that was really good. I haven't seen him before that.
It was very.
I thought it was good. Yeah.
But one aspect, and it is a spoiler, that I really did like to the movie is that unlike any of the other Batman movies before, whether you're talking about the Christian Bale series or the older ones, is he actually uses knives or guns in this.
Mm-hmm. Really? Okay.
Yeah, he becomes very physical with weapons. I mean, stabbing a couple men, shooting them. So he's not reserved in that aspect like he is in all the movies that have come before.
So yeah, I bring this up because, and then even everyone knows about Suicide Squad is getting dumped on by critics. 26% on Rotten Tomatoes. Do you think they're going to start adapting the Marvel method, where it's action/comedy? Now I know you hate those, Anthony.
I would like. Can we stop doing comic book movies?
No.
And create new content?
Comic book
Can we
movies
stop with
are
all
new content.
remaking content
It's not gonna
over
happen
and over
because
and
it's been
over?
successful for Marvel now. DC.
I know, but they keep
Disney
making.
is
How many
having a
times has
field
Spider-Man
day.
been remade? I mean, how many Hulks have we had created? How many times has Batman been remade? Let's create new original content. I get really pissed off about this area. I do.
I know. That's why I brought it up.
Because
I don't have a problem with it. I do think that there should be a lot more original material coming out as well.
We just need to make new.
Yeah,
and trust me, they have the screenplays.
Yeah.
If they actually read some of their screenplays, they have a whole database of these things that people write, wanting to, hopefully get chosen. They're ready. They're already there. They just need to start using them. Why do we have to remake movies that are already done? Total Recall. Why was that made? That's not that old of a movie. It's in the 90s.
I did not like the new one.
No, it was horrible.
I thought it was garbage.
The Total Recall original did not follow the book much at all, but it was good on its own.
It was an amazing
good.
movie.
Yeah,
I didn't even
see
know
the
it was based
party
off a book.
victor. I mean, that was a great part. See what?
I didn't even know it was based off a book. I'm gonna be completely honest.
So let me sell it to you wholesale.
I wish there would be
all
more
I remember
movies.
All I remember is Arnold's awesome and the 3 boob chick,
which they included in the
really?
new one.
I mean,
in a PG-13
It was
way,
goofy though,
but just because it was there. But it had the movie. Yeah, it was horrible. Oh, rule of thumb with movies.
What's up?
If what's his face from Breaking Bad's in it? What's his name?
Oh crap!
Played Jesse, or who actually played?
No, Walter.
Walter White.
Wow, what is his name?
What's his name, guys? Come on.
Oh my god!
The dude from Malcolm in the Middle. What's it matter? We all know who he is.
God.
Dude, I gotta look this up. It's gonna bother crap out of me.
Anyways, if he's in the movie,
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston, of course. If he's in the movie, it's probably bad. What? I kid you not. No, because they use him to help promote the movie.
That's true.
He was very popular after Breaking Bad, so they put him in all these movies, and it helps bring audience. Bryan Cranston's got to be a great movie. And the problem is, Bryan Cranston is not being selective about his movies. A lot of AAA actors, specifically Tom Hanks, they are very picky about which movies they are in.
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins is another one.
Tom Hanks and Nicolas Cage, they pick their movies so well.
No, the first one I agree with. Nicholas...
Sarcasm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, like Anthony Hopkins. When's the last time you've seen Anthony Hopkins in a movie?
I prefer...
I can't remember the last time I saw him in a movie, honestly.
First thing comes to me is Zorro. That's been a while ago. So.
I really wish, I don't even remember how to pronounce their names. The Wachowski brothers?
Siblings now.
Yeah, they're siblings. Siblings.
Like
oh my gosh.
In
We
case...
won't even go there. But anyways, I really wish they would make more movies like Dark City or and then they came out with the Matrix series.
Okay. I know they freaking loved Cloud Atlas.
Yeah,
listen.
Cloud Atlas didn't sell well.
I tried.
You had to really watch it and understand. It was a good, in-depth movie.
I'll give it this. I tried watching.
It was okay.
I thought you loved it.
I tried watching it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it the first time I watched it through, and that was enough for me.
I tried watching it twice, and even on the second time, I was like, "What in the world did I just watch?" It made no sense to me.
Didn't they make V for Vendetta?
Maybe.
Check that. But that's by far their best movie, in my opinion.
What's cool, and I'm probably gonna get hated on by this. I don't care though. I saw a post. I don't know how valid it is, but talking Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves talking about a new Matrix trilogy coming up.
No. Let's stop remaking series. No, I'm serious. Let's stop.
Not a remake, but a carrying on.
Why?
From that.
The Matrix is done. New story.
Because that ending was crap.
Yeah, no,
it was. But let's move on.
It wasn't even really crap. It was just they left it extremely open.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was so much And then
it's the lost of movies.
Like at least give me one more movie to follow up on that so I see where this goes.
So going back to the original
I remember what that is.
question, yeah. All right, so they've been just getting flagged by, or flogged is the correct term, by
Critics.
Critics, yeah, thank you. Do you think it's a smart move to change to the Marvel thing, or do you think they're better off doing their own thing?
I think they should.
I don't think it's
their own
smart,
thing.
but I think they're going to.
I think they're the statistics are there showing that Marvel movies make lots of money.
That's true. Exactly why.
Disney's making a killing between that and Pixar. Oh my god.
No, Disney's not making a killing from those two. Disney's making a really big killing from Star Wars.
Darn it!
That's gonna make them more money than anything else they have.
We're going to Star Wars. This is going to be a long one, so I'm going to put some hate on that.
Are you kidding me?
We'll save that for another time.
But in any case, they will probably go to the action formula. Creating your own original way of doing movies, or different than what makes money, is risky.
Mm-hmm.
Most of these movies are being made not because they want a creative influence. They're doing it, or they want to have creativity on the screen. They're doing it because it makes them lots and lots of money.
I think DC.
They don't have, and so they're going to keep doing that.
I think DC should stick to the method that they've been doing on behalf of Legacy. I actually like the way they lay it out, and I know you're not a fan of it, Anthony, but I like the aspect of Marvel where they have that comedy in there. Sometimes I honestly think they put a little too much comedy to it, but I really
they have gone.
Yeah, it's too. I really do like I like the Iron Man series. Like I've really liked Tony Stark's sarcasm and comical.
That is the
character.
Only Marvel movie outside of the original X-Men that I love. You know why? Because that's not too far fetched.
Mm-hmm.
The first Iron Man was not too far fetched. They pulled some strings here and there, but it's just a normal guy who basically everyone call Elon Musk is Tony Stark, but he's just a normal guy who just had the right technology.
Anthony, you like the first Hulk movie.
No.
Oh, come on. I was about to punch you, man. No, that's a horrible movie. But no, has anyone seen the Wonder Woman trailer?
I did.
I'll be honest, I don't have very little interest.
It was awesome. I wish Angelina Jolie would have played Wonder Woman.
and trailers give way too much a lot of times. So
I was watching it, and again, I have not seen Batman vs Superman. I don't know how she did in that, but it felt like a Marvel movie. I think I'm really going to enjoy this movie. I was watching that, and I'm like, is this a Marvel movie? Because it had the comedy, it had the action, it had everything put together, and it looked really good. But I think they might see a good chunk of their movies going that way. But I'm sure we'll always have Batman in the dark.
What about the new Spider-Man they're bringing in? Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah. We'll have that on a different podcast. I don't know how I feel about the new Spider-Man yet, but
I like him.
Yeah, we're gonna continue on here. The last little section is gonna be on TV. First question: any good shows you guys saw recently?
Stranger Things.
Yeah,
Stranger Things.
So I've watched Marco Polo, and I really like that.
Marco Polo is really good.
Stop watching and watch Stranger Things.
But I've heard a lot of good things about Stranger Things, especially from this guy who obviously likes Stranger Things. Heard elsewhere, and then I went and looked today or yesterday, because I kept talking
I know where you're going.
I kept talking about Winona Ryder, how she's good looking.
Ryder,
Because she is. She's 44. I left that off. I mean,
she is very good looking.
13 years away. Anyways, for me, but no, but
like how he did the math. Like I got a shot with Winona.
13 years. It's within realm.
Well, there's
but it got a 9.1 on IMDb.
There's this.
Wow, really?
Do you know what that means?
That means it's crazy good.
Remember I told you, you need to see it? Bosch, which I loved, Bosch, got 8.5 or 8 something in the 8s. 9.1 means why am I not seeing this yet?
Going past that, there was some article that just came out rating the top 10 TV shows of all time. I think Game of Thrones got number 2 on that list. Stranger Things was number 1.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It was endless. It's been out for a month, and it was
ratings
also ratings also matter over time. So, like Dexter, if you rated the first 4 seasons of Dexter, amazing. But if you rate the whole series of Dexter, horrible.
Well, I mean, there's only one season, so I'm going to base it off one season.
Yeah.
So, we'll start there. What did you like about Stranger Things?
Without spoiling.
Without spoiling as much as possible. So I'm going to be watching that very soon.
For this one specifically for me, the music made worlds of difference.
Really?
This is one where, in most movies and most TV shows, if the music's good, you don't notice it. It's only if it's bad you notice it.
Yeah.
This is one of the few shows where I actually notice when the music comes on and they do the theme song. Like, wow, this is really cool. This is really starting to immerse me more into it. That was probably one of the things that stood out the most to me is the soundtrack, especially since the theme music reminds me of Mass Effect a lot, and I just absolutely love that game.
Half a movie's the music, man.
Let's not bring up Mass Effect.
Well, it's absolutely,
I'm going to go back into video games.
Incredibly important to it. It's just not something you actively notice.
I do.
Okay, you might. I know myself, and I think a lot of other people, you don't notice how important the music is until you see a movie where it's bad. And then it really sticks out and it makes it a lot worse. This is one where right off the bat, it really made me go, wow, the music in this is absolutely phenomenal and how they use it with the suspense. And there's a lot of good examples, but this is one in particular that really, really stood out.
I've been watching this channel. It's nothing but a blue screen, but not a lot happens, but I've really grown to like it.
I think your computer's just not working.
Legit, I was sitting here like, what the heck is he talking about?
What was the original question?
I don't even remember.
What are you watching? What do you like?
Marco Polo. I keep rewatching series because I was waiting for something to come out.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I just found something. But the problem is I grind through TV shows like Garrett grind through games.
Yeah. Very, very fast.
Yeah, I watched the entire Wire in 2 weeks.
Wow, yeah.
So it doesn't take me long to go through. If I really like a TV show, I'll grind it. For example, Stranger Things. He tells me about that. I'll have it done by Wednesday if it's good.
Well, how about we watch it together? Because
I can't do
how dare you?
Watch it. I'll watch it. Rewatch it with you, Mikey.
Okay,
I'll absolutely do that.
We'll do that.
Start right now.
So that's gonna. First of all,
wrap
actually,
it
Jeremy,
up.
have you watched anything
Watch
good?
Stranger Things.
You don't watch TV, do you?
I don't have cable.
Do you live in a third world country?
No,
you live in Michigan.
I'm very busy. I'm a very busy person.
Okay, that'll wrap us into a more overarching or arching, whatever it is. Question is: are we in the golden age of TV?
Define golden age.
Is this as good as it's gonna get?
So every generation said that about their TV shows. I mean, if you go back in the 70s, people were like, the Jefferson Show was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Cosby Show was great in the 80s and 90s. It depends on the generation. I think, so what's going on now, though, it's kind of unique. So TV shows back in the day were very episodic.
Yeah.
You could hop in a TV show halfway through and understand it. But what changed is the movie quality of movies has been dropping. Mm-hmm. It has. There are still really good movies out there, but they're becoming far and fewer between, and people want more overarching story arcs. Movies can't give you that in 2 hours.
Yeah.
TV shows can, and we're starting to see a lot more of that stuff. HBO has been doing this for years, but stuff like that. It's been really good.
I don't think we're in the golden age of TV now, but we're approaching it, and that's basically because of Netflix. The content that is coming out. The format's changing. Like you said, it's episodic. It's not really cable. Cable's dying. And that format's not coming out. It's moving more like what Netflix is doing with their original content and having an entire season come out and basically letting directors have free range of doing what they want and trusting people, not making all these little changes. There was an interview with the director of Happy Days a few weeks back, and he discussed how he had a fight with executives back and forth again and again where the Fonz wasn't going to have his leather jacket. It was actually some stupid windbreaker thing. And he had it's
nothing cooler than windbreakers.
Exactly. And he had a fight with them to make sure that to get his leather jacket. Like, okay, the deal was if the Fonz buy his motorcycle, then he can have the leather jacket. Otherwise, it has to be this other stupid thing.
Really?
So basically, they made that deal, and then the director went to the writers and said, okay, never ever write the Fonz into a scene that doesn't have a motorcycle in it. So he'd always have his leather jacket.
Yeah, wow, that's
and now that jacket's in the Smithsonian.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So that's the thing. I think giving people free reins and trusting the people making the content is what's excelling things like Netflix and what's going to keep continuing better and better shows.
So with Netflix, I've been hearing things about how Netflix's content, like third-party content, which was their driving force originally, is starting to dwindle. They want more money. They're being willing to pick up licenses. Amazon's outbidding them on some licenses.
And now Hulu is going to be subscription only.
Yeah, so Hulu's trying to get it out. There's too many players in the market, and there's only
that's why they're pivoting with these original content.
Right. So and then the problem is licenses. The problem we're hitting now is there's too many places to go. You don't know where you're going to be able... right now, I don't know where I can go to watch Star Trek Next Generation if go anywhere. There's a site I can go to that I found. You can type it in, it'll tell you where to go. Yeah. If it's viewable online, you switch one, but that's horrible. Yeah. You shouldn't have to do that. Yeah. So, but Netflix, what Netflix is doing is they saw the writing on the wall. They've been... I think their biggest business has been knowing what's coming. Netflix was not originally a web content company at all. They were DVDs. Yeah. And they were one of the first people to have like TV shows, and I thought this is never going to work. You know, bandwidth wasn't there and everything. Look at it now. That's all they do pretty much. Yeah. I mean, they have a TV section, but no one ever does it. I mean, they know how to adapt. They saw the writing on the wall, and they started creating their own original content. Lilyhammer was their first thing. They did. Lilyhammer, yeah. And ever since, they've been creating new things. And the thing is, they threw money at that like crazy. Yeah. What's one of their first major? Probably like one of their first major series they got. They started
House of Cards.
House of Cards.
Oh yeah.
Arrested Development was the other one. Arrested Development was actually just a continuation. That was to try to gather. That's try to get people that already watch Shine shows to come to Netflix. They've been pivoting hard since. Now the thing is, okay, now you got your TV shows. Now they want good TV shows. They have House of Cards, which is really good, and Stranger Things, which is really another good one. They're creating good original content. Sooner or later, Netflix is going to be nothing but Netflix stuff.
Yeah. Agreed, yeah. Because then you don't have to pay the licensing, so it makes it unique.
Yeah. Right. And they can keep the prices low.
Yep.
I think that's going to help with Netflix. TV as a whole, you're seeing a big separation. Look at the TV shows that get canceled, which ones don't nowadays. They're usually the big four. Yeah. When I mean like big four, Fox, CBS, NBC, ABC. They usually cancel quickly, and they think the general public is dumb. Mm-hmm. So they try to appeal to it, and they end up ruining the show in the process. Okay, or they want to add some love element to. I'm looking at you, Terra Nova, and they do that, and it just makes it worse. Yeah. Whereas the ones on the cable networks, they're allowed to take more risks. They take more risks, and then you have things like HBO. They don't care. They get certain subscription numbers no matter what. They care about the ratings because the ratings make DVD sales and Blu-rays go through the roof. Mm-hmm. People want to keep a box collection because it's such a good series. I think HBO and Netflix is where you're really, and AMC was I don't think anymore, but and AMC to some extent. That's where you're seeing these big content creators with really good TV shows that are just blowing everything else out of the water.
Right, because they're not interfering like the way networks do to make it a wider audience or appeal to more people, or
not be able to inject ads into there
and make it interrupt for anyone. HBO and Netflix doesn't care. It's just they trust the people that they're hiring. Do your thing and make a great show, and then we get great content because of that.
Right, that's what HBO does. HBO, the reason why everyone wants HBO Go is not because of their movies. No one watches the movies on HBO Go. HBO Go's got a lot of good movies. Well, but everyone wants to watch The Wire. They want to watch Game of Thrones. They want to watch Oz, which Oz is a good series. 6 Feet Under, stuff like that. Deadwood, another great series. That's what they want to watch. Netflix saw that, and they're trying to adapt. All these companies that make good TV content. That's why I'm biased for it. I love HBO to the point where if it's on HBO, I'll at least watch it. Yeah, just because it's going to be a certain level of quality I'm expecting, even if I don't like it.
Going back to the original thing is, I don't know if we're in a golden age yet, but
no, I don't think
I think we are approaching it. And I think the line between movies and TV are starting to fit.
It's a matter of fact. I think I'm starting to think. It used to be TV shows, the light shows, like things you want to watch. Just a slapstick comedy or some small story here and there. There might be an overarching arc, but it's very weak. Roseanne, for example, had an overarching arc, but you don't have to know it to watch the series. Exactly. Nowadays, you have to watch it from beginning to end to really understand it. Mm-hmm. But now it's kind of flipped. If you want a one-off, good, just quality short experience, you watch a movie. If you want a really in-depth series or in-depth story, you watch a TV show.
Yeah. I freaking love Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. The Expanse is a great TV show. That
I have yet to watch that.
Sci-fi made something good.
I love The Expanse.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was basically it. Now all we got left is a little quiz game. Sound good? Sound good?
Oh man, I'm gonna be bad at this. All right.
Alright, so here's how it works. Anthony, go ahead and give me a fairly common word.
Dog.
Okay. I will go ahead and get 5 movies and or TV shows that have dog somewhere in the title. We'll read a description of each item, and then I'll let you in on who the main stars are. Your job is to give me the rating of each movie or TV show. You both will do this, and then I will fill you in on the actual rating. However far off you are from the actual rating gets added to your total points for the game. At the end of the 5 questions, whoever has the lowest score wins. Alright, let's do this!
All right. Next week I'm choosing hamster.
Alright, first up we have Dog Eat Dog, which is a 2016 movie starring Nicolas Cage and Willem Dafoe. The synopsis goes something like this. Carved from a lifetime of experience that runs the gamut from incarceration to liberation, Dog Eat Dog is the story of 3 men who are all out of prison and now have the task of adapting. So my question, what is the rating?
6.5.
6.5.
I was gonna go with that because it sounded artsy, and then you gave me Nicolas Cage, so I'm gonna go with a hard 5.
Too low. Nicolas Cage movies are not the best, but they're not the worst. They always hold right around 6. So
The correct answer is 6.9.
Well, he went over.
That's not how this works. So let me go ahead and record your score really quick.
I'm gonna win this.
Alright, this next one is just a friggin' awesome title. It's called Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai. It's a 1999 movie that stars Forrest Whitaker and Henry Silva. Synopsis goes a little bit like this. An African-American hitman who models himself after the samurai of old finds himself targeted for death by the mob. So my question is, what is the rating?
I'll go first this time if you want me to.
You go for it.
All right, 7. It's gonna be a hard win.
Oh snap, okay.
5.5.
5.5. The correct answer, 7.5.
Take it in the butt.
Oh, what? You guys are friggin' tied right now.
I told you, I know my dog.
Alright, next up we have another 2016 movie called War Dogs. Now this one just opened not too long ago. It stars Jonah Hill and Miles Teller. Based on the true story of 2 young men, David Pacu and Ephraim Divroli, who won a $300 million contract from the Pentagon to arm America's allies in Afghanistan. What is the score?
6, 7.
6-7. Alright, Ryan?
Are you picking 6 through 7 or 6.7? Because I'm.
I take 1 through 10.
6.7.
All right, throw me off there. Well, it did say based off a true story, so that gives 2 full facts. 1, it's probably a point higher, and 2, it's not even close to being accurate and true. So let's go with, you said 6.7. I'll go a little. Let's go 6.4.
6-4. So
Yeah.
6-7, 6-4. Correct answer, 7.4.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, you guys are still close though. You're just ahead by 0.3, but that's not a bad thing. Alright, next up we have Red Dog, which is a 2011 movie starring Josh Lucas and Rachel Taylor. Based on the legendary true story of the Red Dog who united a disparate local community while roaming the Australian outback in search of his long-lost master. What is the score? Who started last?
Anthony did, so I think it's to me. We're going to go with a 7.
You're going with 7. Okay.
I go to 6.5.
6-5.
I know how IMDB ratings
Okay,
tend to go.
okay.
Well, I usually use Rotten Tomato over IMDb, so that's fine.
So you said 7?
Yeah.
6-5. 7.5. Ryan takes the lead. Alright, go at 0.5, so you're at 3.9. And Anthony, you're off by 1 point, correct? So you are at 4.1. It's still a really close game. Alright, and finally we're brought to the TV show Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Oh, buddy. All right.
It ran from 2003 to 2012, and the series follows the exploits of real-life bounty hunter Dog Chapman and his family chasing down the actual fugitives in the Hawaiian Islands. It grew out of an episode of A&E's Take This. The TV show stars Dwayne Dog Chapman, Leland Chapman, and Beth Chapman.
I see a pattern here.
Lots of Chapmans. Okay, Anthony, what do you think that score is?
Well, reality TV shows tend to be scored a little. So I'm gonna say like a 7.
7-3.
Really? That high for dog?
Dog to bottom.
Dog to that. What's the score right now? How
All
close
right,
are we?
so Ryan, you have 3.9. You are currently winning.
Okay, so Anthony.
Anthony is 4.1. So you need to beat him by whatever. You just
By math.
By math.
You have to beat him by math.
Well, math, that's not hard. What'd you pick, Anthony?
Oh god, don't do that.
You got a small margin. You said 7 something. I'm not even paying attention.
I can't remember either.
I can't.
Seriously, what did you say? It's your turn to guess
I
first.
think you said 7-5.
I think I'm like a 7-3.
7-3. That's a
7-2.
7-2. Okay.
We're gonna win this by Jeopardy rules.
Oh God, Ryan.
Or Price is Right.
That
Price
is
is Right.
no fun. But I mean, it was bound to happen. Just didn't think it would be my first podcast.
Well, you know what? I'm competitive.
Okay, yes, you are. The correct answer is 7.4. No, it's kidding. It's 5.2.
I knew it would be lower.
You win by so much. All right, so congratulations, Ryan, and that will be a close to the first ever Boomcast.
Wait, what do I win?
You
Boom
win
fat.
that
Boom.
dog.
Give her.
Yes, Cookie. She's a beautiful dog, but she's kind of a pain in the butt. Thank you so much for joining us. I'd also like to thank Anthony, Jeremy, and of course Ryan the Game Breaker for coming along with me on the ride. We had a fantastic time talking about what we love to do, and we hope you did too. Please stay tuned for more episodes, and until next time, have fun doing what you love. Unless that's like breaking the game on the first episode, then you'd be Ryan. You joke. Okay, let's go play some Overwatch.